So how long did your mom go through menopause? Because my mom went through menopause for like 20 fucking years.
Yes. And I would have to say that talking with my mom, it was always, well, I never had these issues. I never had that issue. And I remember distinctly towards the end, her periods would be so aggressive. They were in her 50s. She was not in her 40s when she went through menopause.
Right. My mom was older too.
So I'm like, I don't fucking know, because I think we put energy and we know what we know with the information we have. And I don't think our moms, I mean, perimenopause was not talked about, right? It's just menopause. And so my mom, I think, just was dealing with symptoms without like really recognizing that they were happening and just going about life, because that's what my mom
Right.
does. Like my mom also, my mom had a 2-year-old and then had twins on top of it. And it was like no big deal. She just did it. And all of us were vaginal deliveries, and she just lived life. No support. I mean, my dad was working. So like at home, no support. And I was like, how did you do that? After I had Emlyn and Graham. And she's like, I don't really know. I just did it. So sometimes talking with my mom can be challenging, because I think there's a lot of suppression there, where it's just, when it gets hard, you just live life. And this actually plays right into our topic for today too, because it's like, how can I support myself and have self-care and not feel guilty about it, and then take the time?
I think it's a fine line of packing up and living in what's happening to your body versus feeling it, but also getting on with life, because you have to get on with life.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just pack up and live in your symptoms.
No
matter what you have going on.
Yeah.
Medically. If you pack up and live there, then that's where you're going to live, and that's where you're going to exist, and that's where your presence is going to be.
Right.
Rather than being present in the moment, present with your kids. Like, she might have suppressed stuff, but she was present there, and you talked like so much about what a great mom she was.
Right.
And how present she was for you all.
Oh yeah, she was never the center of attention ever. Right? So when I ask about some of this stuff, I legitimately don't think that she necessarily isn't telling me not to tell me. I just think that it was never something that she prioritized, because that's just not how she rolls.
Right.
Right. We always, and still are, a big priority. But mom has started, she does yoga. She does things to take care of herself. Not that she didn't before, but it's different now. Like, she's more aware now of things that changes and happenings and all of that within her body too. Yeah. So it's interesting, because I'll talk about some of this stuff and mom's like, I don't remember any of that. And I'm like, okay. But I remember my mom saying, when I first found out I was pregnant with Emmeline, she was like, you'll have an easy pregnancy and an easy birth, because I did. And I was like, really? And she's like, yeah, most of the time it's genetic. Like, however your mom was, is how you will be.
But also in line with all the things we talk about, because similarly, my mom was like, being pregnant sucks, and this is going to suck for you. And my pregnancy was terrible, and it did suck. And you did love being pregnant. And I don't necessarily know that it has anything to do with genetics. It may, but I think it has more to do with mindset.
That nurture versus nature?
Well, not even that, but like we always talk about, what you speak into existence is what becomes true.
Yeah.
So if your first thought about your pregnancy was, this is going to be fantastic, then that's what you were manifesting.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, what's about to happen to me? And that's what I manifested.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's interesting.
Right. Should we welcome everybody?
Let's do it.
Get into this main character energy today.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Welcome to Two Mystic Mamas.
That's a good one.
Yeah. This episode, in prepping for this, makes me think of the Mariah Carey song.
Listen, I have to be honest. I loathed Mariah Carey for more than a decade of my life.
She's a tough one.
Loathed.
Yeah. I think you'll know this song.
Goth Kristen did not appreciate Mariah Carey.
This slaps, this song. It's called Big Energy. And of course it has DJ Khaled. But it's a good song.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That's a good song.
I mean, she is a pretty good example of somebody who's main character energy to the extreme.
Yeah. Yeah. I like this episode though, because this is something that I keep struggling with. I waffle back and forth. I don't seem to be able to stay in main character energy.
For a large part of my life, I was witnessing someone who was a very main character energy narcissistic, and my main goal was to be nothing like that.
Yes. Yes.
So when I see certain attributes of that main character energy, I run the other fucking way.
Yeah. And talking about, main people in our lives that influence this development, because I really do feel like it's a development part of all of us where it's your worth and standing in your power without having the negative connotations that can come with that if you're unbalanced.
Right.
And I come from a long line of strong women, and my mom is so humble and subtle with her main character energy. And
she's got it.
And she 100% has it. And there have been some events in the last like 10, 20 years and even 30 maybe, that have really supported that. And then it's interesting too, because there were women in her life that also diminished that. It was just interesting in researching this and how like my real life has played out when I look at main characters in my life, specifically women, and how they all played a role in each other's lives and how they still play a role now in my life, and even from an ancestral standpoint, because I was listening to a podcast on the way up here and they were talking about ancestral wounds. And my Nana has been on the other side since 2020. She had dementia though, so I felt like I really lost her like years prior to that.
Right.
And I think about her influence on me, her influence on my mom, but also some of the not so great things that she possessed too, and how there are still wounds that can be healed through that work and through doing some of this recognizing what big character energy is and how you can work with it and how you can heal it and how you can move forward really positively and how you can step into it when you need it.
I was going to ask you, so how do you define main character energy? Like for you?
Yeah. Main character energy is showing up for yourself in an authentic way and with the energy that you just innately give, whether that's to your environment, whether that's to other people around you, your family. It's how you carry yourself, how you position your body. It can be how you adorn your face, whether that's with makeup or jewelry. It's like your vibe.
Right.
But the main character naturally in your own life is you. So it's that self-reflection too, right? But it's like the outward of like how others, like how you give that confidence and that energy and how you want it to flow out of you.
Okay. I think that I looked at it for a long time like that center, that person that was like the center of attention, which is why I shied away from it for so long. And what I came to find was that I needed to redefine what main character energy was for me. And that was about being in alignment in a way that, like, when you watch a movie or you read a book or you read a story and somebody has main character energy, they don't always know that they have main character energy. They are just so aligned with their own values, their own beliefs, and their own energy that they're automatically synchronous with the world around them. And it's not necessarily about having to be separate or apart or different from the other people. And I think a lot of times it's defined that way as like, you have to stand out. And
I would agree.
That's not everybody's main character energy.
No. In doing research, and why I thought this episode was so cool was because I've never considered myself a main character.
Right.
Right? I've never associated myself with, and even the combination of those three words, main character energy, So for me, I was like, this is so great because this was a real self-reflective research type episode where I could look back and see why I've never considered myself main character energy, but how I am main character energy, depending on how you look at it and who are those other main character energies that have influenced me. So it was just an interesting thing. So when you asked me about my definition, I mean, it's literally my definition of right now, because main characters or main character energy has never even existed in my scope of
Okay.
thinking.
So I have a little exercise for people that are maybe just stepping into this mindset or stepping into this kind of thinking. And it starts with like everyday practice, right? The first step that I would tell you to do is start in the mirror, looking in the mirror at yourself and having a conversation with yourself and deciding who you are in the tiniest little way. Today, I am kind. Today, I am a great friend. Today, I am whatever it is. Whatever it is, deciding who you are. Today, I am sexy. Today, I am proud, right? Today, I'm going to go be a wrestling mom that kicks people's asses. I don't know, whatever you want to embody, do it.
Yes, yeah. I think that exercise of just looking in the mirror is such a valuable exercise.
Right.
I think there's a lot of times where people struggle with that. I mean, even if that's just your first step, you don't have to say anything.
Right.
Just look at yourself, look at your reflection,
Right.
and see what comes up.
Because the next step is one intentional breath. Just one intentional breath while you're looking in the mirror at yourself.
Yeah.
For calm, for confidence, if you want to be more elegant, whatever it is. One intentional breath towards that piece of yourself that you're honoring.
Yes. No, I love these because I think too, and I know we're just riffing off of this, but when you intentionally breathe, and sometimes I have found that like laying down versus standing up, and you envision your lungs like expanding and what a deep breath is versus just normal breathing, that is an intentional exercise too, because when you take just one deep breath to what you're saying and you envision your lungs expanding.
That's actually an exercise that I do on multiple levels with my vocal students, is a standing deep breathing exercise where you're actually imagining and feeling that expansion below your rib cage,
Yes.
right? That in turn in the vocal world is going to turn into you being able to have a belt, to have more sound, to have more power. But that's also confidence.
Yes. Spiritual power too. Yeah.
It's spiritual power, because also when you see somebody that gets up on stage and they sing and maybe you're like, oh, they're a little pitchy or something like that. It's not because they don't know how to sing. It's because they're not confident. Nerves are the first thing to make a vocalist not sound like they sound their best, right?
Nervous systems.
Right.
It's a real fucking system.
It is. And then this can lead into the next step after you've had that intentional breath, which is getting ready with purpose.
Yes.
Because so often we just get ready and we are off to the next thing.
Yep.
We're not thinking about how it's making us feel. Like, okay, why am I putting on sunscreen, or why am I putting on this makeup? Is it because I actually like it? Is it because I like the way it makes me feel, or the way it makes me look?
Yes.
Or am I just doing it because I'm on autopilot?
Right.
And this is what I've done every day for the last however many days.
Right.
So getting ready with purpose. This is all in the mirror, and this can be very short or very long.
Yes.
Whatever works with you.
Yep.
And then the next piece of that is speaking your energy out loud. That can be a hard next step for a lot of people, but it can be the smallest thing. Hand to heart, hand to belly, and speaking your energy of, and I learned this when I was going through somatic practices with Vanessa, was I am honoring, and mine was a commitment to myself. It was 3, 4, 5 times a day when I would be like in a decision-making process for myself. Okay, I'm honoring commitment to myself.
It's funny you should say this, because I have on my calendar walk for 30 minutes. And Graham the other day was like, Mom, do you actually go and walk for 30 minutes? And I said, no. And he said, "Why is it on your calendar?" And I said, "Because I want to." And he's like, "Well, you should do that. If it's on your calendar, you should probably do that." And I'm like, here's this 10-year-old who's
Right.
like giving it right back to me. Like, if you're going to honor yourself because you stuck it on, then you should do that.
Right.
And I was like, thanks, man.
It's a conversation I've been having with Evie this year is about building trust within yourself in the little teeniest, tiniest ways.
Mm-hmm.
If you say you're going to do something or you put something in your calendar or whatever, like the tiniest thing,
Yep.
then you just do it.
Yep.
And then that builds trust day after day. So the last step would be walking out the door, starting your day already aligned. You go through all of these steps and they're all in alignment with who you are, who you want to be, what your desires are. And when you're walking out the door, you're already there. You're
Right.
already aligned. You're not walking out the door frazzled and I don't know who I am today and I've got 85,000 things on my to-do list. I don't know how I'm going to get it done.
Yes. I think that's so important.
It's huge.
I think back to certain moments throughout my life where I had big main character energy, and it makes sense because it was like my wedding day, right? You know, when I graduated from college, like big events. And yes, those are important and they're valid and all of the things. And also, you can have main character energy, to your point, every single day when you're walking out the door.
You know what I find interesting though? On my wedding day, I was in that energy, but I was so calm, cool, collected. I was not like anything but super aligned with
Mhm.
my purpose for that day.
Yep.
And there's a couple things that stand out to me. One, I knew in my heart of hearts that this was the right path for me. And I felt so beautifully aligned in that. Two, my day was planned and taken care of ahead of time. I had everything in place ahead of time in order to have the day I wanted to have. And I think that that's an important thing to point out because we can create the days that we want to have weeks in advance.
Yes.
By taking steps and each day adding little incremental things like this.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that another practice that I have been really doing for at least the last month, maybe a little bit more, in addition to my immediate upon waking gratitude check in, like what am I grateful for in this life, is also visioning out the day that I want to have. And that's not to say that it doesn't come without some bumps or some hiccups or some pivots. Shit always happens. But I am finding that when I lay this vision out for the day, I am accomplishing a lot more.
Oh God, yeah.
Than I was before, where I would just be like, what do I need to do today? I need to do all the things. And my ADHD brain's like, boop, doop, doop, doop. Nope, this is what you laid out this morning of what you envisioned your day going like. And that is what's happening.
I tell you what, time blocking for me, plus 3 main priorities for the day, literally is life-changing.
Life-changing,
yeah.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of difference.
Yeah, because you don't need to accomplish everything in the day.
You can't.
No. And when you set yourself up for failure, guess what you get? A big fucking fat failure.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so did you ever watch The Craft?
Yeah.
Did you? Because I know that you hate
multiple times.
Okay.
Yeah, but that
I didn't
think that was a scary movie.
I'm surprised that you like that one because it's darker.
It is, and it's fucked up. I just watched it recently.
Did you?
Yeah, and it still has some pretty fucking negative energy to it for sure.
But there's also really good energy to it.
Yeah, but what's her name was fucking wacko.
Oh yeah, she was wackadoodle. But how about the glamour magic? Do you remember that part of it?
Not specifically.
Okay, so the girl that had all the
acne?
Yeah.
Yes.
Then they did a glamour spell for her to be more beautiful and,
yes,
attract the boys and all of the things. Glamour magic is a real thing. And if you ever have watched The Craft, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, but it doesn't necessarily have to be for negative. It can be something that you do every day to enhance how you're feeling about yourself, the energy that you're putting out, and utilizing all of the things you're already doing. So there's enchantments, which is basically, my gosh.
I know my throat is tightening up right now too.
It's the stupid allergies.
I don't know. I think it could be our topic.
Are you talking badly about the craft?
I like it. It's just, yeah. Still,
Just, yeah.
still has some. That one, tread lightly with.
Rachel is extremely susceptible to anything that is not rainbows and fucking unicorns. So
I mean, there's some.
yes,
There's some possession that takes place in that movie.
Right, there's some darker energy in that movie, but gotta see the light, girl.
No, I know, but I also think you should set people up to be successful while watching the movie.
Yes, it's not rainbows and unicorns. It is about high school girls and witchcraft.
And some of the girls fucking dabble in negative witchcraft.
Yes.
And one of them is light.
I'm just going to say this. Any person that is out there knowingly putting negative energy out towards other people because they're living in a state of fear or anger or whatever is dabbling in dark magic without them fucking knowing it.
I mean, 100%.
100%. It doesn't have to have a name or a fucking candle attached to it in order to be putting out negative energy into the universe.
No, that's bad.
Don't do it.
Being a bad human.
You know, one of the things I like to do is enchant my beauty tools.
Like your makeup brushes and your hair brushes.
And your mascara and all the things.
Okay.
Your lipstick. And that can be as simple as lighting a candle or lighting an incense, speaking the affirmation that you want to say, your beauty affirmation, and then putting that intention into the tool and running it through the smoke.
Yeah.
And then sealing it. So I have also a little ritual that I'm going to run you guys through. So first you're going to get like a dish or a plate that you can safely, I would say something plates,
like a dinner plate
size. Yes. Yep. Something you can safely burn in, because you're going to take a pink candle and you're going to place that in the center. And then around that, you're going to sprinkle salt. And this is to purify, cleanse the area. Also, it's used for protection if you're into any sort of spells or enchantments. Then you're going to sprinkle cinnamon. And this is for attracting. This is for confidence, magnetism, right? When we do this on the first of the month and you blow cinnamon through your front door, you are magnetizing that space and welcoming in whatever you're welcoming in with your affirmation. Then you're going to sprinkle rose petals. Do dried rose petals. You can do live rose petals, whatever works for you. And this is about attraction. And this is about self-love. It can be about sex appeal as well, or like romantic charms.
Mm-hmm.
And then jasmine, which I love. I always keep dried jasmine. And this is more for that allure, right? This is more of like a sexual, romantic attraction kind of.
And there's so much deep history with a lot of these spices and herbs and flowers too, that go back centuries.
Right, because a lot of people used love magic to bring someone to them, and they were using all of these herbs.
Yep.
So you're going to focus your intentions and you're going to state whatever your affirmation is, and you're going to write it on a little piece of paper and you're going to run it through the smoke. And then you're just going to light your candle and you're going to sit there and you're going to have a moment with yourself. And you can do this as a part of a bigger ritual and just let it burn all the way down. And then you can choose. Some people will float their piece of paper out into water. Some people will burn it. Some people will save it and open it later. So whatever's feeling good to you and what season you're in.
And a lot of metaphysical shops will sell these size candles. We're not telling you to go out and buy a taper candle and then sit your ass there for hours.
No, but it can be a little tea light, or it can be a quick burning.
Or a birthday candle.
Right.
Any candle.
I use birthday candles.
Yeah. Because sometimes it's like we still have, stuff to do. So it's like, let's go. Let's be intentional. 10 minutes. And then, on to the next thing.
Yeah. And you can draw sigils into your candles as well. You can also draw them into your skin. Sigils are symbols and signs. And you can draw, I would say, anything that's representative of what you're trying to call forth to yourself. You can carve that into your candle, but then you can also paint it on your skin in your sunscreen. right?
Yeah.
You
That's always
can,
fun too.
right. You can infuse this kind of glamour magic without anybody ever knowing.
And glamour magic too doesn't just have to be makeup. It can be how you carry your hair. It can be your outfit that you have on. It can be the jewelry
Yeah, you
that
can charge your jewelry.
you can
Mhm.
do a lot of these a lot of the things that we put on. And if, listeners out there are, if you're a dude, same things, just
Well, it can be mirror
whatever, however
magic,
you do
right?
your hair, how you shape your beard, how you cleanse your body, the cologne that you put on,
It could be the color that you wear
the
for any
colors.
person.
Yes. Sure. I love glamour and the glamour magic aspect of things because it does truly enhance you standing in your power as the main character of your life, because you are.
You know, another one I really like to do is you can write your affirmations in your shoes or like sigils and draw them either in your shoes or on the bottom of your shoes. They're just like always there with you.
Yeah, I haven't done it in a while, but essential oils are a big part of my life and I use them daily. And there was one essential oil, it was a blend and it was abundance. And it didn't have the best smell for me. I didn't love it, but if you put it, I used to put it on the bottom of my feet and then it'd be walking with abundance. How do you walk with abundance? And you can figure that out too, because your feet, from a reflexology standpoint, is completely reflective of your whole body. So you can work with feet magic. Just made me think of
Come to our only
fans.
feet page, guys. This is how we pay for this podcast in reality is only feet. So
Only feet. So
that big dick energy on only feet.
big vagina energy.
Oh my god.
Quit saying big dick energy.
Big vagina energy.
I mean, anytime I think about big dick energy, it's like men, flexing and like being like, look at me, look at me.
Yeah,
it's
super
like,
alpha male.
nobody wants to look at you. You suck.
Well, this has been a great episode, guys. So
I do think from a historical standpoint, this is a topic that would be really fun to research. And if you're into history, you can go back through time and see where you can utilize main character energy methods and magic and spells and rituals and incorporate that in, because a lot of it, as per all of our episodes, somehow always come back to nature and incorporating Mother Earth. And so it's pulling oils of the earth, it's pulling flowers of the earth, it's pulling cinnamon and salt and all these things that you use to then create the energy that you then possess. So it's also, this is a real fun episode that you can do your own research on. Sky's the limit there, because every culture has it. Everybody does this.
Everybody has their own niche little piece of glamour magic and enchantments and things that they do. I think that's it. I think we're going to wrap it up, guys. Wrap it up. It's your PSA for today, so you don't get the clap.
Big dick energy.
Wrap up your big dick energy, guys.
God bless. So, yeah, we are happy that you're here. We're happy that you have joined us in this particular episode. We also want to know about your main character energy. And we want to know what stood out for you in this episode. If this was something that brought something up for you where you were aware of some areas that you can improve upon, or also share your big energy practices and what has really worked for you. And maybe some of these things you've been doing for 10, 20, 30 years. And it's like, no, I never will deviate from this, because it has, not only does it bring you that confidence, but it brings you a sense of security and safety. And I think when you really start doing these certain actions and yielding the practice of, that's worth sharing. So don't gatekeep. Share us.
Well,
Share us, tell us.
I think a lot of people realize that when they start to listen to something and they hear something like this, they're like, oh, I've always like drawn a heart on my face every day in my moisturizer for the last 20 years. And I never realized that I was like giving myself love in that moment. Right. Like silly, stupid shit that we do every single day that has huge intention behind it.
Because that was really what it was for me, was just going through and analyzing where I had and have main character energy. It was a very expansive place for me to be. And it's something that I'll be in this mindset for a while, because I'm enjoying the exploration of. It's a good place to be in the summer when you have time to relax and reflect and be present.
Have you started? Yourself. Did you order the Audacity experiment yet?
I have not. That was on my to-do list. Yeah.
It's a good start.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a good start. So we'll wait and talk about it. But we're big Chris Corsini fans over here. So we are doing a book club with me. I know this is going to come out after.
You want to talk about main character energy, though? He just had a birthday and he was talking about all of the main character energy of like what he's not.
We'll save that and share it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
we got you guys. All right.
Until next time.
Join us on socials. Join us on Patreon and our inner circle. As always, we have kitchen magic and meditations and daily affirmations, and you can watch us.
Yes, and you can connect in real time. Yep. So, ciao. Bye-bye. See you later.